I'm Emily Muller, and I'm the director of the Winter Guard play, and this is Avery Deutsch, the playwright.
Hi!
So this Friday is the opening of the Winter Guard play, the Spring 2024 Black Box, and we're so excited to both be here for the show. Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about where this play came from?
Sure. Well, when we were in Louisville, I mean, this is a story you know well.
Yeah.
But when we were in Louisville as apprentices, I was there as an acting apprentice, and you were
as a directing apprentice.
And I feel like we worked together initially on my solo Mio.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Which is, great. I feel like where it all kind of started.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is I wrote like a solo play that Emily directed, and we had a really good time on that.
Yeah, which had a lot of like kickboxing.
Yes.
And you threw a bottle of water in your face at the end of it.
Totally.
Yeah,
so I feel like we both were like, oh, we really like when theater's like physical or has some kind of like endurance task. And then for one of the plays we were working on, you had to watch a bunch of Winter Guard videos, and you showed them to me.
Yeah.
And I was like really into them.
Yeah. And specifically that moment where they all just like hit their final pose and start like screaming and crying.
Totally.
Because I always feel like that's actually how I feel when I'm sitting in the audience. That's how I felt with your solo Mio. Was like I wanted to like jump up and down and scream and yell. Yeah.
It was so good.
That feeling of like nailing something.
Totally.
Yeah, it's so addictive.
So addictive. And I feel like as a theater person, I feel a lot of envy for it because it's like with theater, there's so much subjectivity.
Yeah.
And the like clarity of like we threw our flag, we catched our flag, we nailed
it's
it.
like yes.
There's something like that feels like really appealing.
Yeah, the sort of like technical subjectivity of like if we do this well, we will score X points.
Yes. Yeah.
So taking all of that, like the technical ability and the skill and the what it means to sort of like work together as a team. Why climate change? Why did you pick climate change as their subject?
As their subject. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I wrote this play at a time when I was feeling really confused about how to like marry my political feelings or my like social consciousness with making theater.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes I think the tension that the characters feel is very much the tension I feel where like there's like a desire to say something and be of use, and there's an equal desire to like be good.
Yeah.
And like be talented and like win.
Yeah.
And the ways that like that kind of ambition can sometimes feel really counter to my politics. I felt like that was sort of interesting to me, like the idea of sometimes making political art, like there's a way that they start kind of doing it in a calculated way, like they think it'll score high. And then ultimately it's like if you're doing it right, like living in those stakes should like infect you and sort of change the way you relate to it.
I think that's really, I love that about the play, that it starts in a calculated way and that by the end of it we see them all grappling with how they want to be in response to the climate crisis and who's gonna approach something just because of their life experiences, something like, no, we made this choice because it's gonna score high. No, I want to like say something, I want to blame the adults for the position that we're in.
Totally.
Or I feel like I need to be pursuing this subject, talking about this subject from a place of hope, because if there's no hope, then why are we continuing to do this?
Totally.
Yeah.
And I feel like too, I mean, thankfully I feel like the needles like moved a bit on this as I wrote it. But like at this, like it was actually a sort of novel. It was not like I was the first one who did it, but it felt like a lot of climate art was almost like about the debate.
Yes.
About climate.
Whether or not.
The fact that it was like an existing premise, they all are in agreement, and it's just how do we deal with it. Like actually at the time felt a little bit like, oh, that's like not always the approach.
That it's a given.
And that's how it felt with my friends when we talked about it. So I wanted to, reflect that.
And I think there is being able to have the skills as actors and as designers grappling with those big ideas, as well as learning a completely new skill in the amount of time that we've had. When I feel like the work that they've done on this play is like so unbelievable in the amount of time that we've had.
Totally.
And when they reached out to me about coming back, and I've been wanting to come back for so long, and it's so like special for me to be back. I just remember being here and knowing that the type of student that goes here is going to be somebody who's going to be really excited to take on a challenge.
Totally.
And I think that's really been a lovely experience.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, it's been so, I mean, I love that like they read the play in a class, and I feel like it's been really cool like having the students input creatively and like as dramaturgs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I think when I think about my time here, I think about like it was a team sport.
Yeah.
And so that spirit was something I kind of wanted to bring back. Which is why I pitched this play. Yeah. Yeah, what are you most excited to see?
Yeah, I mean, I feel
brought
like
to life.
A thing that's like special about, I think this play is so character forward.
Yeah.
That it's been so like amazing seeing each of their like takes on it.
Yeah.
And I feel like now they've like irrevocably changed my perception of the characters.
Totally.
And that like their like each of their singular approach.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gotten to see it, but I'm excited to keep seeing it. And I feel like the audiences are gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I feel like we're at a place right now. Today is our invited dress rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
They're at a place where they're really ready for an audience, which is sort of the last layer. They're like ready to play with that intel now. And I'm really excited to see how I think the play's really gonna like come together and pop.
Totally.
Once we have laughter in the room, once we have response in the room, I just can't wait for that.
That's so true. Yeah, I feel like what I'm most excited for is to like see the Skidmore community like all in, you sort of light up with it. Yeah, absolutely. Have fun.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming all the way to snowy Saratoga, even when the power's out.
Oh my God, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
I've been so blown away by like all the students, all the designers.
Yeah.
And I feel like